Well, hello and happy Monday. So, the thing to talk about today is conclusions. It's like people are so attached to their conclusions, so like fundamentally married to this thing that they thought or learned or realized or believed was true, 25 years ago, haven't questioned it since. So, this all started with somebody making a funny comment about parking backwards. Said, and he said, people who park backwards are narcissistic. And I went, I park backwards. But then I went into this whole thing about why do I park backwards? Should I not park backwards? Am I narcissistic? Should I be thinking about whether or not I should park backwards or I am narcissistic? Is that just as an opinion or is that true? Do other people think like that about the way I park backwards? And the truth is that I park in a parking garage as of the past couple of months. And when I first started parking, it was easier to park backwards. And I saw that other people parked backwards. And then I started trying to park backwards, and it seemed that I got out of it easier. So I just thought it's really funny. So now what I do is I bust his balls, right? Because so every time I park backwards, I take a picture of my backup camera and I send it to him, and I say things like, I feel so bad about myself right now. Anyway, here's the point. What is the point? What is the point? What is always the point? Just to talk about like the stupid shit that people do that's like, it's like it's just phenomenally fantastically interesting to me, the way people think, like the way we all think about things, the way we all look at things. And it's like these attachments and these conclusions we form that are like, this is the way it is. And it's like a map for your life, right? Like you have all these ideas, I have all these ideas. And this is, I think, the problem with relationship and connection is like, I've got this mapped out set of ideas, foregone conclusions. I've studied this, I've been through it, I've seen it again and again. But once again, you know what I mean? What I believe is what I'll see. So I see this thing over and over and over again, whatever it is, whether it's my opinion about like the world, about men, about women, about white people, about black people, about Chinese people, about European people, about what goes up and what comes down, about politics, about who's right and who's wrong, about the state of this versus that. I got opinions about everything, and I can give firm facts as to how and why I believe those things. But I'm also somebody who questions my opinions, and I'm somebody who, when somebody says something to me like, "You people who park backwards are narcissistic," I go, "Really? I'm gonna think about that. I'm gonna think about how I feel when I pull my car in backwards." And some of you might find this ridiculous, but I find it funny. I find it funny because like if you don't have fucking humor about like the stuff that you're attached to, that you're willing to fight with people about, then you're gonna be fighting a lot. I mean, it's just it's just funny, So here's the point. It's like, what do I do with all these conclusions I have that seem to make sense to me, but don't necessarily make sense to other people? And just because I think something is true, I might tell somebody, and they might, in fact, become very upset about the way that I believe. And not that I care, right? Because none of what I talk about is like, oh, how do I figure out how to talk right so that everybody fucking loves everybody and nobody ever argues about anything? No, no, not this person. That's not what's going on over here. It's more just about questioning myself, right? Because I care deeply about what other people close to me think. And I spend a lot of time caring and listening to what those people think. But I'm not living my life according to what those people think. But I want to understand who they are because I'm not living their lives for them. And they shouldn't care what I think, but I should be learning about the people I love to be able to connect with them. And also to just understand those places, like those loopholes where like maybe we can't connect because you believe something and I don't believe the same thing. And you know what? That's going to have to be all right because this idea that we're all supposed to think the same and believe the same and live the same is not quite working out so well. In fact, it's probably like making things worse for the wear. And for me, it's kind of like it is acceptance. It really is like I'm not here to really like I got my own conclusions, my own ideas, my own opinions about anything. It's not my job to force my that's controlling, I don't need you to force your ideas on me at all ever. I'm perfectly capable of intelligently examining my own life and forming my own conclusions. And I'm, in fact, like super disrupted by people who are in my face trying to like force their ideas down my throat. I don't like it at all. It's a worse turnoff than someone having body odor, quite frankly, at this point in my life. And I'm pretty like, yeah, disgusted by body odor. So there we go. So that's what I have to say about that today. So, if you've got these foregone conclusions that you're attached to and, you find yourself arguing with a lot of people all the time, well, maybe it's time to open up your mind and think about something else or look at something else or just shut up and listen. How about that? Thanks for spending time with me today, and I hope you have a great day.